Politics. It's the stuff of late-night rants, family dinners gone wrong, and heated debates among friends. And yes, even this essay, it's everywhere and it affects everyone. But what is it really about? Imagine a giant buffet. That's politics. You got your different dishes, different tastes, and everyone has their own preference. These dishes are political ideologies, sets of beliefs about how the government should work and what role it should play in our lives. Just like a buffet, there's something for everyone. Just like some folks are all about that spicy curry, craving bold and intense flavors, some people dig strong government action. They believe in a proactive government that takes charge and makes significant changes. Others prefer a milder approach, like a simple salad favoring limited government. They think the government should have a smaller role, just enough to keep things running smoothly. Now you might be thinking, John, I don't even like buffets. Fair enough, buffets can be overwhelming with so many choices, but understanding the menu helps, even if you're just ordering takeout. Knowing what's available allows you to make better choices. Knowing the different political ideologies at play is crucial for making informed decisions, whether you're voting or just discussing politics with friends. Whether it's about who to vote for in the next election, or what policies to support in your community, understanding these ideologies helps you navigate the political landscape. It's about understanding the forces shaping our world. Politics isn't just about politicians and elections, it's about the ideas and beliefs that influence our daily lives. So, next time you're at a buffet or discussing politics, remember, it's all about finding your flavor and understanding the flavors of others. Because in the end, it's our collective choices that shape the world we live in. We've all heard the terms left wing and right wing. Picture a line stretching from one end to the other. On the left, you have folks who are all about change, progress, and a more active government. They believe in social equality, environmental protection, and often advocate for policies that support the underprivileged. Think of them as the chefs, always experimenting with new recipes, eager to innovate and try new things, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. On the right, you have those who value tradition, limited government, and individual freedom. They emphasize personal responsibility, economic freedom, and often prefer time-tested methods. They're more like the cooks who swear by grandma's classic recipes, believing that the old ways have stood the test of time for a reason. Of course, it's not always so black and white. The political landscape is much more nuanced. There's a whole spectrum in between, with different flavors and shades of opinion. People can hold a mix of views that don't fit neatly into one category. You got your liberals, conservatives, progressives, libertarians, and moderates. Each group brings a unique perspective to the table. Each group has its own take on the role of government, social issues, and economic policy. For instance, progressives might push for universal health care, while libertarians advocate for minimal government intervention. Let's break it down, shall we? Understanding these differences can help us navigate the complex world of politics and appreciate the diverse viewpoints that shape our society. Liberals, generally on the left side of our spectrum, are all about progress and using the government to make life better for everyone. They envision a society where change is embraced and where policies evolve to meet the needs of the people. This often means advocating for new laws and regulations that aim to protect and uplift the most vulnerable among us. They see the government as a tool to ensure fairness and justice. Think of them as the folks pushing for new social programs like expanding healthcare or investing in education. They believe that access to quality healthcare and education is a fundamental right, not a privilege. They believe in equal opportunities for all, regardless of race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation. Inclusivity and diversity are at the heart of their vision for a better society. One of the most famous liberals in American history, none other than Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man behind the New Deal. His policies reshaped the American landscape during a time of great need. When the Great Depression hit, FDR stepped in with massive government programs to create jobs, provide relief, and regulate the economy. His New Deal was a series of initiatives that aimed to restore hope and stability to a struggling nation. Now, liberals aren't about total government control. They advocate for a balanced approach where the government plays a supportive role without stifling individual freedoms. They still believe in individual freedom, but they think the government should lend a helping hand to those in need. This means supporting social safety nets, community programs, and policies that promote social welfare and economic equality. In essence, liberals strive for a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, and where the government acts as a partner in progress, ensuring that no one is left behind. Now, let's mosey on over to the right side of the spectrum, where we find the conservatives. These folks are all about tradition, limited government, and individual responsibility. They believe in personal freedom and are wary of government overreach. Think of them as the guardians of the Constitution, always making sure the government doesn't get too big for its britches. One of the most iconic conservatives, Ronald Reagan, the Gipper himself. He believed in cutting taxes, reducing government regulations, and promoting free markets. Conservatives often support traditional values and institutions like family and religion. They believe in personal responsibility and hard work as the keys to success. Section 5. Progressives pushing for bigger leaps. Now, within the liberal camp, you've got the progressives. They're like the liberals' more, shall we say, enthusiastic cousins. They're not just about gradual change, they're talking about big, systemic overhauls. Think of them as the folks pushing for universal healthcare, tackling climate change head-on, and fighting for social and economic justice. One of the most well-known progressives today is Senator Bernie Sanders. He's been a vocal advocate for Medicare for all, tuition-free college, and a Green New Deal to address climate change. Progressives often challenge the status quo and push for policies that address the root causes of inequality and injustice. Section 6. Libertarians. Freedom is the name of the game. Next up, we've got the libertarians, who often defy the traditional left-right spectrum. They're all about individual liberty, both personal and economic. Think of them as the live and let live folks. They want the government out of your business, whether it's your wallet, your bedroom, or your personal choices. One of the most famous libertarians was economist Milton Friedman. He championed free markets, limited government intervention, and individual choice. Libertarians often oppose government regulations, taxes, and social programs, believing they infringe on personal freedom. Section 7. Moderates, the bridge builders. Finally, we have the moderates. Think of them as the folks who like to order a little bit of everything from the buffet. They don't fit neatly into the liberal or conservative camps. Instead, they prefer a more centrist approach, picking and choosing policies from both sides. Moderates often act as bridge builders in a polarized political landscape. They value pragmatism and compromise, seeking common ground and practical solutions over ideological purity. Section 8. Why it matters. Understanding our differences. So, why is it important to understand all these different ideologies? Well, for starters, it helps us make sense of the political landscape. It's like having a cheat sheet for the news. When you understand where people are coming from, it's easier to have productive conversations, even when you disagree. Plus, it helps us become more informed voters. When you know the difference between a liberal and a libertarian, you can make choices that align with your own values. It's about taking control of your political destiny, rather than just being swept along by the tide. Section 9. Political labels, not always a perfect fit. Now here's the thing about political labels, they're not always a perfect fit. People are complex. You might find yourself agreeing with liberals on some issues and conservatives on others. That's okay. The point isn't to fit neatly into a box, but to understand the different perspectives out there. Don't be afraid to challenge your own assumptions and to listen to viewpoints that differ from your own. You might just learn something new. Section 10. Finding your place. It's a journey. Figuring out where you stand on the political spectrum is a journey, not a destination. It's about asking yourself tough questions, exploring different ideas, and figuring out what matters most to you. Don't be afraid to evolve and change your mind as you learn and grow. The important thing is to be engaged, informed, and to participate in the political process. Your voice matters. Section 11. The takeaway: informed choices for a better tomorrow. Understanding political ideologies is like learning a new language. It allows us to decode the political landscape, to engage in meaningful conversations, and to make informed choices about our future. Whether you're a die-hard liberal, a staunch conservative, or somewhere in between, remember this: we're all in this together. By understanding our differences and finding common ground, we can build a better, more just, and more equitable society for everyone. And that, my friends, is something worth fighting